by visiting everykilowattcounts.com/roundup or by calling 1-877-797-9473 to have your old fridge or freezer removed for free. Learn more about the great refrigerator roundup at everykilowattcounts.com. Iridian and Hydro One, proud partners in the Clarington Green Challenge. Carolyn's Beauty Supply, known for excellent hair services and products, is pleased to announce its new look shop and salon services. Now you can experience nail treatment and repairs and aesthetic services all under one roof.
Hi, I'm Carolyn, inviting you to come and let our team transform you. And also come and visit our store and take home all your beauty supply needs.
Carolyn's Beauty Supply, 400 King Street West, Oshawa. Call today.
It's a new year, and with the new year comes a beautiful new look from Akeem Optical. With thousands of selections of frames to choose from, you can get 2 pairs of Akeem Optical eyeglasses for only $199, including single vision, regular bifocal, or upgrade to invisible bifocals for only $90. Start the year off right with a new look from Akeem Optical.
Your eyes can have it all at Akeem Optical.
Welcome back to First Take Live, and now I have my voice back, and some of my words are actually going to come out in a proper order. Tonight, joining me today is Dave Harper, Dr. Dave Harper, chiropractor, who says actually he is very pleased to go to a workplace presentation and say, I am a chiropractor, and not worry about the old stigmatism.
That's correct.
Yeah, because the old stigmatism was, you know, you're a bone cracker. Once you go to you guys once, you have to go to you forever.
Yeah, we hear it all the time.
Yeah, you know, all those stuff. And now you say with this technology, and maybe you could pull over your little friend.
Very obedient friend.
Put it in your shot because
Okay.
there's your obedient friend.
Okay.
Come over a little bit more.
There
All
we
right,
go.
there we are. Now I want so this is somebody's back, or not really, but it's a model of it. And the way that this adjuster works is that it's placed on the spine.
Yeah, the patient is lying face forward, as you saw in the picture earlier, and this just taps on each segment of the spine, and it registers the motion or the mobility or its lack of fixation, and it records that and it registers that as I showed you on that scan.
Okay.
And then, based upon the area that has the greatest level of fixation, I can now accurately, using the technology, focus on that area.
Will this know how much load to put onto it?
Yes.
The computer will say...
I can pick the load,
okay,
but it will pick the actual frequency and the timing of it.
Okay.
So there's still a certain amount of smarts to that, but when it's done, when it registers that that segment no longer requires any more help. Cleared.
Yeah.
And then we rescan. And the idea that I showed from the last snippet there about that graph is that we want to see the vertebra become more normal. Here's the reality. Everybody has to move.
Right.
You know, and in my clinic, the clinic name is M.O.S.A.I.C.
Right.
Well, M.O.S.A.I.C is an acronym. M.O.S.A.I.C, the M of M.O.S.A.I.C means to move well. So the whole concept, the first issue, the first thing that people need to be aware of is that they need to be able to move.
Right.
How old do you feel when you can't move? Pretty old.
Yeah.
You can't do the activities of your daily life, work environment. So when we use this technology, we're able to restore the motion back into the spine without bringing other segments into it in a significant way.
Now,
so it focuses on one at a time.
So now I don't want to try and get you in trouble here, but I want to ask a question. And that is that normally when a manipulation is done to the spine with the hands, and I have mine done, not by you, I mean I have a chiropractor locally here, but there's a push down, and sort of, you know, you don't necessarily hit as specific as that. I would think it would be impossible to use the palm of your hand and not hit a few things.
That is the art of the chiropractic adjustment, is to be as specific as possible.
Okay.
We're just using technology to bring it up a level. Okay. I mean, medicine, the same thing. I mean, they used to do surgeries without the use of cameras or technologies or lasers.
Yeah, yeah.
Now they're doing that, and they're just bringing it up a level.
Right.
We're just there's nothing wrong with that, and that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done. It's just that we're bringing it up a level.
Right, because we can.
Because we can. Like, I mean, would you rather have technology used on you that could bring it up or not? I mean, it's a no-brainer question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, I try and ask a few of those during the show.
Yeah.
Now you have this laser thing, the laser.
The laser, yes.
You had it on a couple years ago. It was kind of new to you back then.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing it at the Parker probably a year before that. And what does it do?
The laser provides.
so
Yeah,
people
the
can see
laser
it.
provides energy, and so the energy that the laser provides has a healing quality. There's a whole background of research behind this, but the essence of the laser is that it's able to provide an energy that can help to repair, to restore, and to heal areas of the body. What we don't realize is that we get sick when our energy becomes lower, or
Correct.
lower energy results when we get sick. Our body's ability to resist and to have capacity to resist is taken away, and we get sick or we have a problem. So if we can provide energy, let's say to the nervous system, then we can actually restore some of the function to that nervous system performance.
What relationship are you seeing to with things that we now see with ADD and chiropractic adjustment and ADHD, people coming in? I don't want to call them those things, but they're subluxations. Have you noticed you've been able to help people, maybe kids that are being diagnosed, otherwise saying, that there's some interference? And
Actually, that particular aspect of healthcare is not a focus on my clinic.
okay, what is?
Sports.
Mostly.
Sports, athletics.
So I mean, if you're not an athlete, don't go see you?
No, I mean everyone has a performance issue in their life. But my ultimate passion area is helping to restore in the young athlete and the teenage athlete their performance and help them achieve their dreams, their goals.
So you would think that every sports team and has their child, every parent that has their child that thinks is going to get a scholarship to the U.S., which I think is half the people I've ever watched play, rep soccer up until age 11, that they'd be all getting their kids adjusted by you?
Absolutely. I mean, that would be my bias. The best example I have is a young back catcher, 19-year-old back catcher that drove about an hour and a half to get into me from just west of me down around Chatham. A couple summers ago, he was a very excellent athlete. He had a scholarship to an American school, about $18,000 a year US, and his problem was that he couldn't throw. Now, as a back catcher, you need to be able to throw.
But he was never a good thrower, or
no, he was a good thrower, but he had a shoulder injury. And so he drove the distance down the 401 to get into the clinic, and within 3 to 4 weeks, we had him throwing. The cool thing about this particular case was not only did he perform well, but he had to compete against 2 other back catchers. And so their team went undefeated for the year. He was able to maintain his scholarship. He was able to then go to a Pac-10 university and take a scholarship even further in terms of his baseball career. It was a wonderful case and a wonderful situation, but that's the example that just is my passion area, the young athlete, to keep them in the game. Parents buy the best skis while we're in winter. They buy the best skis for skiing. They buy the best hockey equipment. But you really need to think about the child in the equipment, the teenager in the equipment, to give them the best chance that they could have to not become an injury statistic of any form, and then to excel and have optimal performance to be able to get to where they want to go. So oftentimes they'll spend $300 on a pair of skates or $300 on a hockey stick, and they'll forget about that athlete that's inside that equipment. And so,
what's it cost to see you?
It depends on your age. Generally, the average treatment cost is around $38 to $40 on the body of the NAC. It's short-lived. It's not long-lived. Diarrhea, allergic reactions, nauseousness, sometimes vomiting can be some of the symptoms of this. But in an emergency room, we're talking 911. We have to get this into that person right away to increase the glutathione levels so that we can save their life.
So the body isn't getting polluted and basically
from the toxicity from the overdose.
Right.
Right. So that's a very quick, acute, aggressive, immediate, now type of reaction. Well, here's part of the reality. You can either toxify yourself in a short period of time by taking an overdose, or you can intoxify yourself over a lifetime by being exposed to these substances.
Right.
And again, what I learned from my genetic work was that I, as a physician, I'm not bulletproof. I have this susceptibility that I needed to manage. And then when I found out about what M.O.S.A.I was offering in terms of the research that backed it up, because you're right. About 7 or 8 years ago, I realized that glutathione, I actually saw a video of Parkinson's patients change their tremors. Their tremors disappeared when using NAC, increasing the glutathione. The problem was, again, it was short-lived, it didn't last very long, and it was not easily tolerated. So when I first discovered this, it was like, oh man, this is amazing. You can take this, it's a natural product, it's easily absorbed when properly mixed, and it's something everybody needs.
And not only that, but people that had MS type symptoms and all that sort of inflammation of the nervous systems. I mean, glutathione seems to have a great response to it, and it's a great property. I can see why you were excited about it. I was excited when I read his book years ago.
And the other thing I think I'm excited about is it's very easy to get. Like it's simple, relatively inexpensive compared to what the bang is for the investment. It's like the story of B vitamins and homocysteine and cardiovascular disease from Kilmer-McCulley. That's a whole other topic. But this idea of high cholesterol and heart disease related to something in the body called homocysteine, and then B vitamins being the answer for that process of management. That this is a very simple process of defense. We spend so much time thinking about how we can, create an offense against things, antivirals, antibiotics. This is a significant defense.
Well, when we came to, we were talking the day before the show, and I was telling you about, some of the neurogenic pain I go through.
Yeah.
And, we've known each other years, but you've really never known the story, and I've never really taken time to tell you about it. What's wrong with you? Don't you care about me?
Of course I care.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. So I was explaining the neurogenic pain I get, and that's the severity of it. And so finally I decided to go see, or my GP said to me, go see.
And by the way, Garth, that's your path.
Right.
You're in that path. You are trying to find out your path for the solution with that particular problem. This is your path.
Right. Okay.
This is your direction that you need to become the master of, to help the physicians that help you, as you did tell me some of this story, help you obtain your optimization in terms of management of this particular path.
Right. Okay. So that's what you're really trying to get people to know, is that it's everybody's path. And so for me,
that's your path.
Right. So I went down this path, and then I was on this medication, and I then had to say, wait a minute, I'm having some kind of reaction here that's not really cool. My wife took action. We went and saw the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, maybe you're having an adverse reaction to that drug. It's kind of a harsh way to figure out if something works or not.
Yeah, you got a point. I mean,
and the other part is, there's nothing in the system that our current medical system. Not that I want people to feel bad for me, but there's nothing in the current medical system that would then lead me to be able to go and use another service that doesn't cost me out of my pocket and I not know if it works. When we come back from break, let's talk a little bit about some of those explorations down paths that I know I've taken and others have, that may have spent thousands of dollars or hundreds, some who have never taken those paths because they're worried about it because they didn't know if it would work or not, and yet they're already on a path. Is that path working, right?
Yeah, and I have a good tip for them.
Then we come back from break.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, good cliffhanger.
Excellent.
Stay with us. Dr. Dave and I will be back.
Dan's vehicle is provided by Whitby Toyota.
We've been dealing with Durham Medical for close to 5 years. We've always had quality service, prompt service. Their delivery policy is fantastic.
I find that Durham Medical is local to all clinics in Durham, and if I find that I'm not able to pick up my order myself after ordering, they will deliver to my clinic for me as well.
Prices are always competitive. We've compared and did compare for the first couple of years, and now we don't. It's always the first phone call we make.
Keeping it green. We all have our role. And sometimes just the smallest little action can make a huge difference, like turning off lights and computers when they're not in use, conserving water, taking public transit or carpooling, and of course, recycling. Just a few little things we can do today that will make a big difference for tomorrow. The Municipality of Clarington, greening our environment, and a proud partner in the Clarington Green Challenge.